Hey folks, welcome to another video on the 67 Stang channel. So we're ready to go ahead and take the surprise we talked about in our previous video, our carpet, and get it put in the car. So I'm really excited about getting this carpet in here. As y'all saw in the surprise video, it's really nice. Real excited, much better than the carpet that I had in here, which again wasn't the original carpet. The carpet I had in here was carpet I had put in, my father and I, back in the 80s, late 80s, 87, 88 time frame. So this is even an upgrade to that. So we'll go ahead and get into it, lay it out, kind of show you some of the differences between the old and the new, and then kind of step you through the process of getting it put in the car. It's both not as hard or as easy as you may think. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get into it. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so folks, we got the old carpet and the new carpet. So I thought we'd do a quick comparison on this before we get ready to do any of the install work. But so as I said, this carpet I had purchased in 87, 88-ish from Mustangs of Atlanta. And it was supposed to be basically direct replacement for what came out of the factory. So we'll get in and kind of look. You can kind of see the looped, I guess, pile that it is. And then there's that backing that's on it. You can definitely feel the loops when you touch it on there. So again, you can also see all the staining in there and whatnot. So again, direct factory replacement kind of carpet. This now is the new carpet. So we look and kind of see the comparison, very different with this cut pile versus the loops in there. So this is much softer feeling, much more plush feeling, I guess is a good word for that. So it feels really nice. This feels much more rough, more like what you'd expect for an outdoor carpet, I guess. This has much more of a modern interior carpet feel. Also, again, we've got this rubber backing, this what they, I guess, mass backing, black they call it, in here. So again, but you can see the form is very similar. Now, what I'm going to do next is you do with any of these reproduction or any of these, I guess, replacement carpets for the Mustang, they don't come pre-cut with things, any sort of notches or anything like that that may be needed, or the size. There's a lot of extra material here. So what I'll do is lay this carpet in on top of this one and get kind of an idea. Use it basically as a template, right, to get it cut down to size. So that's what I'm going to do next, is lay this in here and get things cut. Okay, so I've got the back in the car because when I laid the old carpet over the new one, the sizes were pretty much the same as far as the length and width and all that. What is definitely different is the thickness. So where things were able to fold over more easily, they don't here. So now I'm going to go in and start working on trimming this, you know, along like here, and then back here. Oops, get my hand in the way, and over here, and getting this cut to fit as best I can with what we've got in here, and the same over on that side. So I'm gonna get all this cut. I'm gonna use a utility knife with a razor blade and those snips. I'm gonna try. I'm not sure what's gonna work best here. So and then of course, to do that, I've got to go in and locate where the seat belts go. It should be somewhere right in there. So gotta get those figured out too. So anyway, go back to trimming and getting this to fit. Okay, so back in the car. I've got the back panel of the carpet. Again, it comes in two pieces. There's a front half and a back half. In the way I'm doing this, because I think that's the way the factory did it, I'm putting the back first and then the top, the front part overlaying, because it will be an overlap up here next. So I've gone ahead and trimmed down. So keep in mind when you're doing this that you're going to have the kick panel, or I'm sorry, that metal, I forget what it's called. Anyway, this metal piece that covers the jam here, and it comes, you know, from here, and then it does overlap down here. So you don't have to get perfect with this now. So I've been trying to get it close to the metal lip here. The old carpet I took out over there overlapped this a good bit, and I had some problems with that sill plate getting in there. So I'm trying to make sure I don't do that. I've been pushing it down so you can see it's a much better fit when it, you know, actually gets in there. Again, don't have to make sure it's a perfect straight line. It just has to fit. And then on this side, I actually had to trim out a good bit here around this lip seam there to make sure that fit. And I trimmed out a little bit around where the back seat connector is, so that's not blocked there, just like that one was done the same way. It was actually done more than that. And then I've got over to this side, basically doing the same thing, trying to get it down. Also remember that you've got a metal panel that goes here and will come down and catch the bottom of the carpet, plus the seat, the rear seat, you know, is going to be right in here, right? So it's going to hit over on that edge too. So again, nothing has to be exactly perfect. I have found that utility knife is supposedly the best thing I've got for cutting this. The shears are good for kind of starting something, but they don't really cut through that very well. You got to have that. And somebody I've read online or something talking about needing a lot of razor blades for that. I can see where this would dull it up. You can see all the little pieces I've cut off so far to get it to fit. So what I'm going to do next is go ahead and take off this piece so I can get that front carpet in here. And then I've got a cutout for this. And then of course for the bright switch up there, we got to cut that out. And then we've also got to deal with all the seat belt holes and all that. But we'll do that after we get the rest of this big stuff done. Okay, so I'm out here working on the front carpet, which as you can see was trashed big time. Of course, this is where all the rust holes were, especially on the driver's side, so I'm not surprised. So I've got the old carpet overlaid on the new one, and the first step I'm trying to do is get the basic location of where the shifter is. So I've overlaid it here, and one of the things you'll see underneath here, I think, if I can get a shot, is you'll notice there's a place where the insulation is missing, or there's a hole in the insulation. So that gave me a good basic location, but I want to make sure it's there. So I just cut the X so the shifter lever can pass through there, and then I'll actually trim it while it's in the car to make sure I get the right fit. But this, using the old one as a template, gave me a good location so I didn't overcut. And yes, the insulation was, you know, gave me an idea where it was missing on the new piece, but I didn't want to cut too much, right? So just I did an X in this area here so you can see where the here, this is what this carpet used to look like back in 1987 when it was new. And then this is what it looks like now. Very used carpet. So I'm expecting I'll be pulling this one in and out a good bit to trim, because it looks like there's some good trimming I need to do up there, but I want to test it all first. Anyway, so we're gonna keep on going. My next step is to put the new front carpet in the car and see where I need to trim it out and kind of go from there. Okie doke, so we got the first test fit going on with the front part of the carpet. I can tell you first, this is not nearly as easy as the back one. The back piece is much easier. 2, if you can have a friend help you, highly recommended. And 3, being able to work from both sides is definitely advantageous. There we go. Where I'm at, I can only come in through the driver's side because of the freezer and stuff on the other side of the car, so that's making it a little bit more difficult. But you can see I've got the coming up through the X. I can definitely tell that along the top edge I need to trim some, especially where the steering column is, if you can see that up in there. And then definitely over here on the edge, which I knew I was going to have to do. I may have to put a relief cut in where it bends up as well. We'll see. Getting some of that loose out of there will or some of the excess will help that tremendously. But for the first time since I started this whole floors, we have carpet in the whole car. And oh my God, guys, I love this carpet. It feels so nice, and it makes such a difference climbing into this car. As far as comfort, not hurting my knees and whatnot, I can't tell you. I am just so tickled. So far, I highly recommend this product. I know it isn't the cheapest one, but it gets 2 thumbs up so far from me, without a doubt. So anyway, what I'm going to do is go ahead and now pull it all back out and try to trim it down a little bit. So we'll get at that. Okay, so I got the, sorry for the glare from my light, but got the passenger side, I think pretty much fitted. Over there, the kick panel will come all the way down to the floor. I already checked that out by putting the kick panel back in, so that's going to be good. Got a nice fit going across top and along the tunnel here, and then a nice overlap. Now, again, I may have to do a little more trimming when I get that sill plate in up here. But then the seats will help hold down the seam. I get those put in. Got the nice fitment around the shifter. Looking good there. So, and God, I can't say how much I'm loving this carpet. So it's just so nice. One thing I will definitely say, sharp razor blades. Big difference when trying to cut this stuff. So anyway. Yay, I'm going to get back at it. Do the driver's side now. Okay, so I've got the front section pretty much all fitted in. I've got a little bit of things to do, like trying to smooth out this area up here a little more. You get a heat gun or a blow dryer to heat that up to get that fixed. So let's see, a couple of lessons learned. One, continued lessons learned, I guess. So one, be careful of sharp blades. They will slip and cut you. But you definitely want the sharp blades. It really makes a huge difference. 2, the hole, or I guess the gap in the underlying insulation, where I guess they estimated the high beam button, that's the silver thing there under the pedal, was just off. And my guess is that's because it's not in the same place with every car. From the way I've heard about the way Ford manufactured these in the 60s, is they had a general guideline of where something went, but there was no, it always has to go here. And since the holes weren't pre-drilled on the floorboard, then that's not surprising. But you can see we got it in, got the shifter back in. I went ahead and I put in, they're just loosely in here, the kick panels and the sill plates in, just so you kind of get an idea of where they lie. So if you're trying to install the carpet yourself, kind of where that needs to go. But oh my God, this carpet just looks so good in here. I think I'm so excited to have the carpet in here. So things I have left to do, that I guess I'll get to, probably not today, but later, and we'll make sure, film it. But need to get in and put in the seat belt holes, which are somewhere around in this area here. So we've got to put those in, and of course then the holes for the seats. So that shouldn't be too difficult to do. So we'll do that next. But God, doesn't that make, look at that, it makes a huge difference on the car, doesn't it? Ah, just so not, I feel like I've actually getting closer to finishing something. So looks nice. Yep, certainly much better than that. Okay, so I'm going to call it a day. And sometime later we'll get into the holes. But anyway, I'm excited. Okay, so we're ready to finish the installation of the carpet. As you can see, we got most of it in here. The last step, once you got everything fitted and cut and put in, is to get the holes put in. So you can see I've already gotten holes for the seat put in here and up there and over there and whatnot. So then there's the holes for the seat belt. So what I'm going to do here is show you the basic process, whether you're doing it for the seats or for the there's a hole over there already for the seat belt. I'll show you the process I use, what it takes to do that. It's pretty easy, straightforward. It's not complicated, but we'll show you how that works. So I'm going to get you set up on the tripod so hopefully you can get a shot at what I'm doing. Okay, so what we want to do for making a hole in the new carpet is figure out where it goes. So I'm just pulling this back and kind of locating where the seatbelt hole is. I'm taking an awl, or awl, I forget the way to pronounce it, and trying to figure out approximately where that is, and trying to poke a hole through the carpet like so, and through the hole of where the seatbelt bolt goes through like so. So you can see that's in there. That's going to mark the spot where I need to be. Then I'm going to take, in my case, Mr. Blowtorch here, propane torch, and heat up a screwdriver. Make it nice and hot. You can see I've already used this one. You can also use a soldering iron to do this with, but I'm going to get this lit off, I hope. I don't have one of the fancy ones that has the auto lighter on it. Here and heat up the screwdriver. Pretty good. Now let's set the torch away. And what I'm going to do is come back in here. Kind of pull this out and then push that in. Kind of wheel it around. Get a nice hole burned in there. Not the nicest smelling thing. I'll go ahead and turn off my torch. So now we have, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a nice hole for my seatbelt bolt to go through. And that, by using the heat, that does two things. One, it goes through like butter, makes it easy, but it also kind of cauterizes around, seals the carpet up so you don't get fraying and whatnot. Much unlike if you just cut it. So that helps seal things up, and that's good. And I can come back in and put in the seat belt, and then start working on all the sill plates and things like that, which I'll be doing in another video. So there you have it. We've got the new carpet installed in the Mustang. I think it looks absolutely phenomenal in here. It makes a big change. It's really starting to make the car look like a car again. So I'm very excited on this. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, learned a thing or two. Again, I really recommend this high mat or mass black mass cut pile carpet. Um, it's well worth the money. It goes in easy. So anyway, with that, we'll go ahead and call the video. Hope you again liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, thumbs down if you didn't. Leave comments if you have questions, suggestions, or anything like that. So I'm still learning. Hopefully the little torch with the screwdriver thing will help you out. Again, recommend sharp razor blades for cutting this. Actually, I found online they actually have some sort of battery operated electric cutter that would apparently is used to trim carpet. That might have been a nice thing to have, but you know, you only do it once. Why? So with that, anyway, guys, I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Thanks.